Hey everyone, Rich here. The numbers are in for the Edmonton Real Estate Board for the month of July. And I got some pretty decent news for you if you're working in the Edmonton area. So let's have a look at these numbers. Well, if we look at January, about 800 sales took place in January. And of course, as always happens in the spring, sales started to climb. And we got May, look at this, we got up to 1,984 or 81, which is more than double what we did in January. And then what was interesting, June dropped off a little bit, went down to 1,811. So May was your strongest month, but look at July. We're at 1,921. July is your second strongest month of the year. Really good news. Sales are up by 6.1% over the month of June. Now I can say to you this, based on these reports we do, you're the only market where sales were actually higher in July where they went in June. So good news. Look at here, active listings, about 7,100. Of course it climbs. We get up to 9,500 in May and then about 9,400. But look at this. We're only at 9,000 in July. So look at our sales were up by 6.1%. Good number. Our listings were down by 3.6%. Well, what's happening to our months of inventory, which is the active listings, and you divide the sales into it, gives us months of inventory. So we're at 4.7, which is the lowest number we've had so far this year. Look at this. Months of inventory, 8.9. That's a buyer's market. 7.5, buyer's market. 6.9, buyer's market. 5.4, 4.8, 5.2, 4.7. You're in a balanced market right here, but this is starting to move into a market where your prices might start to strengthen a little bit. Remember, 4 to 6 months balance. Above 6 months buyers, below 4 months it's a seller's market. If we look at our prices, the last few months we were 365, 369, 366, 366. Why are prices not moving? Because your months of inventory says you're in a very balanced market. Days in the market right now, we're floating right around 60, so it's about 2 months for the average house to sell. Now here's some even better news. Look at this. 2018, 1,603 sales. 2019, 1,921. You did almost 20% more sales in the month of July this year than you did last year. Incredible number. What about prices? 366 a year ago, 366 now. Basically no change, right? 1%, but not that much. So for the last 12 months, your market's been very balanced in terms of price, but what we're starting to see is our sales are starting to creep up. Now the next slide I'm going to show you is 2017, 18, and 19 in terms of months of inventory. So if we look at this, and this is some pretty cool news. So let's actually forget 2017, which is here in pink. Let's look at the orange or the yellow one, which is 2018. We started, the white one is 2019. So our months of inventory started at 9 months of inventory. That was January of this year. January of last year in 2018, we were sitting at 7. But look what happened. All of a sudden, our inventory's dropping. Market's getting stronger. Dropping again in March. Dropping again here in April. And right here, this white line went below the yellow line, which means our market started to get stronger than it was last year in 2018. Look at the gap is getting larger. Our market's getting stronger. Gap's a little larger here and got much larger here. So if you look what's going on right now, we started the worst January in terms of months of inventory in the last 3 years. And right now, we're at the best months of inventory in the last 3 years. So we're completely trending the right way. So then what is my prediction? So my prediction in the month of June, or I should say the month of August, I don't think it's going to be that much different than July. It might be even a little bit off of July. People on holidays, kids going back to school. However, I do believe September, October, November, you're actually going to see your market start to strengthen a little bit more. I think your number of sales are going to continue to increase. I think your months of inventory is going to continue to decrease a little bit. And I think what's going to happen is this trend line is going to continue down with the possibility by the time we actually get into maybe October, we might even be starting to move in to a weak seller's market. So anyway, All good news. Hope you're having a great summer. I want you to have a wonderful fall. And remember, it's a beautiful life, everybody. Make it count.